Guys, back again with another video for you guys, and today we are going to be reviewing the debut solo project of country music star Kashus Culpepper. This one I am really excited for. I've been a big fan since I heard his first few solo records, so let's go ahead and just dive right into the album. I really like this project, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. So first song is Southern Man, and this song features Marcus King, and this is more of a country rock crossover inspired record. I think it's very good. It's a very fun cinematic way to start out the project. It sounds like something you'd be driving down a dirt road to. It's very gritty, cinematic. I really like this project. It's fun, it's rock, it's country, it's just a solid opener to the whole project, and definitely paints this grand picture because the project is called Act 1. So definitely kind of taking you through that kind of cinematic, almost play-like feel to the project. Next song is Alabama Beauty Queen, and on this record is where we really start to see his soulful and just fucking amazing voice. Just a very powerful voice he has, and he definitely displays it on full effect throughout this whole project, but I think this is where we really start to see it. And on the record, he's talking about a girl who's really pretty and the prettiest thing you've ever seen, and she's like an Alabama beauty queen, and how she kind of struggles throughout life with her looks and stuff. So, and kind of getting out of the small town kind of niche aesthetic that she's been placed upon. So with this record, it's just amazing performance. He's really soulful throughout the whole track, and it's a very touching song. The song is Woman, and it's talking about finding a partner and how there's plenty of people out there out in the ocean. He literally says that in the track. And this song has some different unique production to it. It has some little bells and whistles sprinkled throughout, which is not everyone's cup of tea, I know, and not necessarily even mine, but I appreciate it. It's a good offering nonetheless. It's a solid track, but definitely one of the weaker ones on the project, but definitely an interesting track nonetheless. Next song is Break Me Like, and this song is where he's talking about kind of going through that breakup and how his girlfriend or partner breaks him into pieces. And I think that's something we can all relate to, kind of feeling after a breakup. And I really like this song. He again shows his great range on this record, really using his voice to its full power and full potential, which I really like. It's super soulful. It's a nice guitar ballad. I really enjoy this one. The next one is Believe, and on this record he is kind of having this talk with almost God or the Lord, and he's talking about all the things he believes in and how to stay strong throughout hardship and throughout kind of a breakup. And he's kind of lost and kind of at this crossroads in his life, not knowing quite what to believe. And I really like this one as well. This is definitely one of my more favorite songs on the album. I think this is definitely one of the stronger cuts. I really enjoy this record. I think he has, again, another super soulful performance, showing his full range on this song. And he's kind of just talking about how he feels like he's lost, and he's kind of asking God and the Lord for help and questioning what he believes in. And I think that's something that we all do to an extent, no matter if we're religious or not. And I don't know, it's a very good record, and it kind of seems like he's lost on the record and kind of hollering out, and it's just a fucking good record. Next song is Stay, and this song, I'm not the biggest fan of the production. It is quite different steering from the rest of the project. It's good, but the production sounds similar to, I know this is going to sound funny and kind of stupid, but it sounds similar to, if you listen to the track, you'll recognize it. It sounds similar to a sound that is on the song Dance Monkey. I fucking hate that song, so I really don't enjoy that sound here on this record, even though they are much different, but it's still that similar sound as far as production wise that's layered into this track. Even though this is a more, guitar ballad and more of a slower song on this album, I really just do not enjoy that sound that's sprinkled in throughout there. It's a decent track. It's not bad by any means, but it's not going to be one that I go back to on this project. So the last track was Stay, kind of asking his partner to stay with him. This next song is Mean to Me, where he's telling his partner what she kind of means to him and all the things and value that she adds to his life. And I think that's something we all can kind of relate to at one point or another in our life. Being so deeply in love with someone and wanting them to stay with us, and us trying to plead with them and tell them, all the things they add to our life, and not wanting them to leave because they, mean so much to us. So I think this is definitely a good record, a very powerful record, and one that I really do enjoy. The song is Broken Wing Bird with Sierra Farrell. This one is, I would say, definitely one of the tracks that I wouldn't say is best on the project, but definitely stands out, especially because of her contribution to it. I think their voices very much complement each other. His, deep, very much soulful, powerful voice, and her more light, high-pitched voice. I think they very much complement each other. And I think that's with any, duet record you have, not even just in the country space or pop or R&B or anything. Just when you have a duet, I think you should always have someone be more lower pitched and someone more high pitched, because I think those always complement each other really nice. And this record is a prime example of that. I really enjoy this record still, even though I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. It is more of a stripped back acoustic sound to it. And on the record, they're kind of just talking about picking someone up with broken wings that you love and kind of trying to put them back together and put the pieces back together. And then, again, I think this is something we can all relate to at one point or another, if we're the one that's getting picked up by a loved one or if we're the one picking them up. So definitely think a fun, interesting record. The song is Better Weather. On this record, he's kind of talking about how he's seen better places and better weather with someone else, and kind of the dynamic between him and his partner, and how they travel different places, and their relationship kind of has changed over time, and how he wants to go back to kind of the way it used to be. It's a good record. My biggest thing, it's got still more of that stripped back production. I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of the production on this. It seems a little almost too basic. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents about it. The song is That's the Feeling. On this record, he talks about kind of losing control of himself and who he's in love with, and that's something, we all kind of go through at one point in life. But it's a good record. My one thing, though, is the production kind of sounds like elevator music on it. Sounds just very basic, very much friendly, kind of just something you'd hear kind of in the background. So the production doesn't stand out a whole lot to me, but his voice and vocals definitely do on this record. I presume that probably is intentional, especially with the topic at hand. But I don't know, I feel like it needs a little bit more, or I would personally just completely strip back the production, or I would completely just rebuild it from the ground up. The song is Man of His Word. This is a more serious track on the album. On this one, he really sounds like really just crying out on this record, and it's a very strong performance from him, a performance that's very powerful and gut-wrenching almost. It's an interesting song, and one where he's kind of talking about a man that breaks his word to his daughter or to his partner, and kind of how that affects females. And I think it's some unique subject matter, something we need to hear more about in the country space. And I enjoy the record. It's got, as far as production wise, a little bit more cinematic and built up kind of energy to it, which I enjoy. Next song is In Her Eyes, and this is definitely a very much so country rock fusion. Even more so than Southern Man, this one is very, very much heavy in the rock influence, which I'm not the biggest fan of country rock. It can be okay at times, but I don't quite enjoy it here. I personally enjoy more soulful country, stripped back and laid back performances from Kashus. So it's okay. It's not terrible. My biggest thing would be probably the songwriting on this record and the production. The production ramps up more towards the back end of the track, but his lyrics also seem to be falling a little flat and not super interesting to me on this one, but that's just my 2 cents. The song is It True? And oh my god, this is a fucking amazing record. Amazing. This hits on all points for me. I mean, this is what we really want and need from him. This song delivers on all fronts. I'm probably going to talk about this song for the next fucking 10 minutes of this video. I mean, I'm going to be rambling about this one. It's so good. I mean, everything from the production, his delivery, the lyrics. I mean, everything that I didn't like from the last song completely flipped on this one. I mean, everything's so good on this record. And this record really makes you feel something, and that is what music and art is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel something. It's supposed to move you. And this definitely made me feel something. It made me feel excited. It made me feel a little emotional even. I really, really like this record for a plethora of reasons. His delivery and the way he delivers the lines and they build up kind of with the production, I mean, is so good. It's a little bit more of an edgy performance from him. He is cussing a little bit throughout the track, and he seems a little bit more aggressive with his delivery. And it's kind of just him talking about, like, not wanting to listen to all the people that are telling him that this girl is no good for him, and him being like, oh, is it really true that you're the one doing all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I don't know, such a good fucking record, and it really just hit for me. It's a very powerful record. I think one of his best performances so far to date. The song is After Me, and this was his debut single, actually. So I'm going to try and make it quick because this song and then the next track were his first 2 debut singles like over a year ago, and he has kind of tacked them onto the back end of this project, which I don't mind, and I think they definitely deserve a place on a project like this. But on After Me, he's talking about how someone can go on, or how he can go on after a relationship, and talking about him seeing his ex, get with someone else and walk down the aisle in a snow-covered gown, but it's all kind of a lie, he was there before, and like, how are you going to move on after me, so quick and so fast. And that's something a lot of people go through in their life, trying to just, get over a relationship, so they just, boom, jump into the next one, and him kind of talking about that. And this is obviously was his debut single and the first song that really gave him a lot of traction. And I don't know, it's a fucking great record though. Great record. The song is Out of My Mind, and this one is another one of his early singles. And on this one, he's talking about how he kind of moves on from, so now he's, got kind of over the past relationship, and now he's like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Obviously I've accepted that I've moved on from that, and now I feel like I'm out of my mind. I feel like I'm going crazy. So kind of where he goes, and This one has some really great production on it, really nice guitar. It's a very powerful performance, and it's really energetic, really energetic from him. And it's fucking just a very solid track. On a Hill is the next song, and on this one, he is talking about kind of going home and kind of closing out a chapter in his life. And this one definitely seems like it would be kind of, at the end credits or the end montage of a film. And it's a nice way to kind of start to roll out the ending of the project. And it's a little bit of a slower, kind of more somber sounding song, but definitely one I don't mind. Next song is Cherry Rose, kind of talking about how he's finally accepting, moving on and letting go of his love. And I think it's a really good way to end out the project. Super passionate performance on this one. Him really sound like he's like hollering out and crying out on this record, and it gets even a little emotional at times. And I think it's a fucking perfect way to end out the project, and really put like that end stamp on it. Moving on from there, though, overall, I give this project a 7.8. I think this was a really solid first debut project from Kashus. My only thing is, I think it can really only go up from here. I mean, I really fucking like this project. I think he needed to experiment maybe a little bit more with some features and some things like in his production, maybe making it a little bit more cinematic all throughout the album, because there's some songs that fall a little flat, like Stay on the project for me. But it's not a bad project at all. Really fucking good. I love this project. I'm gonna go out, order it on vinyl. I suggest all you guys check the project out, because he's definitely going to be a big time artist in the country space. And yeah, I think it's just up from here for him. My top 3 favorite songs on the project are going to be Is It True, After Me, and Believe. If you guys have not, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Check out my book if you have not. And then till next time, peace out.